Let's talk about this big plot of dirt in the middle of Midtown. Why on earth is a 4-acre site surrounded by high-rises sitting like a decrepit post-war bunker? You've probably seen on the news, Midtown Alliance has put some money together to buy this plot of dirt. And Kevin Green, he is making this amazing initiative to turn it into a public attraction. Think the Bean in Chicago or the Bull in New York or something. Is the Bull in New York? I don't even know. Wall Street, yeah, it is. So anyways, a lot of dirt. So people are hanging out there and they're gonna make it a really cool spot. But I've always wondered, how did we get here? I mean, this has been sitting here forever. I'm an office broker. I tour these buildings all around this plot all the time, and clients look down and they're like, is anything ever gonna happen with that site? And now we know the answer, but again, how did we get here? Now, the story goes back to 2005. The Atlanta Symphony Orchestra had these crazy plans to put this almost spaceship-looking new orchestra hall, and it was going to be amazing. They got with Woodruff and they're like, hey, let's raise a bunch of money. Fell short, and this was 20 years ago. What I've heard is the plans were about $200 million, which is crazy, and you'll see a picture of that symphony hall here. Basically, Woodruff Arts, after 10 years of trying to get the money together, they said, look, nothing's gonna happen here. Let's just go ahead and sell the dirt. So they sold it to a New York-based developer for $21 million back in 2014, which it's a pretty good chunk of change for some dirt. This New York-based group had this big multi-tower complex developed, and here's some of the renderings. We had 3 towers initially. After some time, they refined that down to 1 super tower, which was gonna be 74 stories. And that's probably where you've heard about this story. It was supposed to be the tallest building in Atlanta, and it was gonna be right there on 14th Street. Now, after some time, they trimmed that down to a 53-story tower that was gonna feature 257 condo units. And those were gonna range anywhere from $1 million to $12 million. They have a little leasing or sales center, and you'll see that in the time lapse here. It's still there today. According to reports, they sold about 20% of the units before things went sideways. Now, as you've probably heard in the segment, people run out of money and things change. So it's pretty much exactly what happened. The demand wasn't quite there. So they had financing struggles, and right around 2018, really where things went downhill. The Opus Place website touted it as Midtown's tallest residential tower. 2018 site work began, but financial challenges loomed. Olympia Heights increased its debt through refinancing, a detail later highlighted by BizNow in 2024, setting the stage for future difficulties. So after 2018, despite the groundbreaking, construction completely stalled. The project failed to gain traction and was called Nopus by an article or two. Kind of lame, but anyways, signs of the times. They hit some rising interest rates, a post-pandemic office glut, and financing woes for residential projects were cited. Those were all the reasons that, it basically just dried up funding. And so they tried to refinance in 2022. That bought them a little bit of time, but ultimately it went into foreclosure sale. And it's been that way since November of 2023. So that puts us, about 14 or 15 months of kind of this, what are we gonna do with the site? So that's when Midtown Alliance came out of the woodworks and said, hey, we've got the money and we're gonna buy this. And to quote them, a once in a lifetime chance to acquire a prime site in the middle of Midtown. So this is gonna be a new park. I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be a great amenity for the city and for the surrounding office market. I know a lot of the surrounding office buildings are gonna have to change their sort of facade and be able to enter into this new public area. So great news for the city. For the people that are coming from other parts of the country to visit Atlanta, this would be a place to go and check it out.